I feel like it's been a pretty successful like 2-3 weeks because we just got so much stuff done, right? Something that I haven't showcased is something I'm pretty excited about. Right there. Ceiling fans up in the workplace on their own switch. Pretty sick ceiling fans. Got them from Amazon. Look at all the different settings. So you can change the fan speed, you can change the temperature of the light, you can put them on a timer. So yeah, pretty sick fans. Got 2 of them, so that works out. Also, pretty excited about this. Look at that. It's a floor plug. Too many times we like tripping over extension cords when we're filming a time lapse or working on a laptop right there, whatever it may be. So getting the floor plug installed was pretty sweet. And that actually runs off a separate line right there. Goes in underneath the Bricksie sign and then feeds to the floor. And then that also goes into the 3D print room. And in that room is a new electrical outlet. So we can plug in the 3D printers. And we also upgraded the fan in here. So that fan has been upgraded. So there's even more ventilation than before. So yeah, we took care of that behind the scenes. Well, I didn't take care of it. An electrician did. I feel like that is a game changer and has definitely been worth it. You know, you just sort of feel the reward of doing things like that when you get the fans going. And also when you use the floor plug, it just feels great. Also within the last 2 or 3 week period, we have installed and modified all of these cabinets. And then we put all the sets on the cabinets, brought all the Star Wars stuff in here. We installed and modified those cabinets and brought all the other themes into this room. Expanded this island right here. Got to get this recycle out of here. There's the fan boxes. I've been cleaning up like crazy, but we expanded this here. So that was good. Just got to work on that now too. Just another project, but we'll put that one on the back burner for a while. And then brought in all these cabinets here. Also expanded this cabinet. So this is looking pretty sweet. And then at this point when I'm filming this video, 5 days ago, maybe 6, these tables didn't exist. And this couldn't have been done without this. Because when we expanded the shelving, it gave us room to move the Star Wars into there and to expand all the other stuff into here and also get rid of all the large Star Wars sets which were on here so that we could put the medieval stuff here, free up the old medieval surface, clear this entire area so that we could build the new tables. 5 days ago or 6 days ago, these didn't exist. So we built them all, well, planned it all out, built it all, and like fully constructed it, leveled it all off, linked it to the city, squared everything up, built the entire perimeter of base construction rock work, redid the beach, flipped that 90 degrees, started working on the water detail, fixed up all the sand, constructed this bridge, started working in here, fixed up the boardwalk, and then fixed up everything in the Lego city, which was caused like a ripple effect from all of these changes. Fixed it all up. I feel like that was a pretty good 3 week period. Plus we I think there was a big backlog build video in there. Like we've just been going, you know? We've just been going. Just been getting lots of stuff done. So it definitely feels good. Now today in this video, I think I'm going to reshuffle some modular buildings because I want to fill this block. And I also want to put a couple more on the island. And I just want to fill this block. So that's what we're going to take care of right now. Let's get to it. That's funny. I was trying to jog my memory about everything that we were able to do over the last while. And I just completely forgot about the campground. But yeah, that is coming along nice. Hey, those spruce trees or fir trees, we've got a bunch built upstairs. Right over here. Look at them all. We've got like 1.5 base plates full, plus all the little saplings, and then all these other ones that are just pending parts from Denmark. Yeah, we should place all those. Something else we're working on is this. So we've got 2 of these sets, and they're all parted out, ready to be built into a large modular building. So when I built this X mansion, I didn't get around to building the interior of it. Should probably do that, but I just plopped it down right here. It's like right in the middle of downtown. Doesn't really make sense, does it? So I feel like I should move that today. This is a huge plot of land. Like this is 2, 4, 6, 8 base plates. Like a huge plot of land. And then over here, this is a total of 4, 8, 12 base plates. So we've got 20 open base plates just like right here within the front blocks. This is the first thing I'm going to do is just open up this space. I got to get rid of this here. It just doesn't belong here. It should go in the countryside somewhere, but I just genuinely think there's not really any space for it in the countryside. It's one of the reasons why I've been looking to expand downtown onto the island, is because we need more space for modular buildings. And I very easily opened up 20 base plates without even trying, with bringing a few over there. And also we pretty much opened this entire block too. So that island expansion is already paying off. It's just opening up so much space here on the main city tables, which was sort of the purpose of it. So that is a good thing. I'm just trying to think what we're gonna put here in these front 2 blocks. I've got all these buildings, and I think my goal should be to free up space here so we can do something else. Maybe put the X mansion over here, right by Pop Culture-ish Street, sort of out toward the sticks, right? Not quite the sticks, but away from the downtown and near the amusement park, which sort of makes sense. So if I can move all these buildings into those places that we have open, that would work. I do have quite the dilemma here though, because we have a corner that's 2 base plates. That's the tall construction site there. We have another corner. We have a straight. Then we have another corner that needs a driveway pull-in for the hospital. And then a double corner with the pedway bridge. And these buildings sort of need to be grouped together because they're all tall. I'm doing this on a day where we just finished building the causeway and installing that and cleaning up the Lego city. And that created a huge mess of parts, and we just like sorted for an hour and a half cleaning all that up. And now I'm trying to take this on. I should probably just go home. Because my brain hurts trying to think, where am I going to put these like corner builds amongst this area? Sort of a odd dimension that we're working with within these plots of land that don't really have road access, and those buildings for the most part require road access. A construction site, a hospital, a corner garage, they all require road access. So it sort of needs to be on a corner, or they need to be on a corner where there's road wrapping around it. There's one corner there across from the train station, and that's it. These modular buildings require road, and I think they're too tall to put on the island because I don't want to put tall stuff here. It's going to block the view of the city. So I don't really want to put tall stuff front and center. That's why I don't want to put the amusement park here. That's why I don't want to put skyscrapers here. I don't want to look at that block like that anymore. I want to just quickly reshuffle some stuff so that we can fill this block. You know? I think that makes sense. Wouldn't take long. But how do we do it? That's the question that I'm going to try and answer. I decided to start by clearing this entire block. I also moved the X mansion over there, so that cleared this entire block. And then I removed the remaining modular buildings from right here, which was like the downtown diner, detective's office and assembly square and all the base plates. So I cleared that entire block as well. And I think I'm just gonna come up with something a little bit different here. I like playing Tetris with my modular buildings. I like changing it up every once in a while. It's just something that, you know, it takes a little bit of a portion of a day for sure, but it's fun, right? It just mixes up the downtown core. I think the first thing I wanna move is actually the hotel. I think the hotel is gonna look cool over here by the train station. It's never been in this position, but then it's by the beach, it's by the train station, it's by the zoo. It sort of makes sense over here. Okay, I placed more than just a boutique hotel there. In fact, I moved a ton of stuff around and I'm liking the look of it from here. Look at that grouping of modular buildings. That looks sick. I like that. Oh, I like shuffling stuff around. It's so much fun. I still haven't placed the assembly square, but I think I know where it's gonna go. So, like I mentioned, boutique hotel on the corner there. And then I did the modified jazz club, which is 1.5 base plates, beside the first modular building, the one that started it all. Well, the first modular building that I added to my collection. And then the fire brigade, I think that looks pretty cool there. I moved the brick bank, which used to be on the corner over here, and that's where I decided to put the tall corner garage beside the tall Grand Emporium. And also this one has been increased in height as well. And then around the corner from that, I think the police station always looks good beside the corner garage, just because they're the same height. And the hospital is the same height, so this grouping has just worked so good together. Then I figured we could put a T-junction here, and we could just have a service road for the hospital. And we could probably put some parking there or make like a green space right here, like a courtyard. I think I actually have a pre-built courtyard upstairs that I've had on reserve for a long time. And then I put this building here because it has that pedway bridge. So that sort of works there. I think it's been in that position before, now that I think about it, just because I move around modular buildings so often. So what I'm thinking of doing, because we've got a weird gap right here, which is essentially 1.5 base plates. But I can split that in half. So either do 16 studs or 8 studs even, and I can give these buildings breathing room. So I can push this back 8 studs. And I think that's gonna work nicely for the brick bank because the brick bank's pushed right up against this bridge here. So if I give this thing 8 or even 16 studs of breathing room, I'll push this back, and then we can do something really cool in the front of these modular buildings, similar to what I did over here, where we have the fountain. I think that might be cool. And that's a half base plate insert there. And then we can do something cool back here too, that's not road, but it's like pedestrian walkway. So we can have it on both sides. I'm just struggling to create a whole nother block there, this way and that way, because there's no roads feeding through that area. I could have a road come off there and come through, but I'm trying to reduce roads in the city. Everybody wants that, and I don't think there needs to be road going around this block. So I think if I just do like pedestrian areas around these modular buildings, I think it would work out nicely. And then I can just put the assembly square on the back side and fill in one of those spots, and then I still have a bunch of room there. Now, something else I want to do is put another modular building there between those two, because that will shift this over and I can extend the raised area so the steps start right there-ish. And then that's going to block this access point so you won't see it as much. So I think that's a must. So we still have all this space open, and we have all that space open, and there's only 1.5 base plates to place, which is the assembly square. But we also have the 2 corners. There's the Tudor and the Palace Cinema. So I need to decide if those are going to stay on the island or if we're going to move other modular buildings over there to the island. I do like the position of the tall construction site here. I think it does work. But of course, we could go modular building, corner modular building, and we could put some in behind as well. Maybe these should be on the island. Might be a nice place to live. It's funny, you see these two 48 by 48 base plates? That has like the little staircase for the elevated walkway in front of like Parisian Street. And I actually transferred those from half base plates today onto the 48 by 48s when I was redoing all that over there. And now I've got to transfer them again if I run with this idea onto 32 by 32 base plates. So it's funny how the way I record videos, you see like the trial and error process of everything. You know what I mean? You see what I'm doing day by day on this project. It's not like you're seeing it from day one. Oh, boom, the tables are constructed. I've done all this, and it covers a 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 day process. You're seeing it day by day. So you're sort of in the mix with me, you know, and just sort of shifting things around, and I'm just sharing my experience with you, which is pretty cool, right? So yeah, it's funny that I just transferred those, and now I've got to transfer them again if I run with this. I really like the half base plate separation here. Yeah, we could do like decorative plates like this. The trees I don't think would be this big and they wouldn't be that close together, but it's just like an example of what we could do all the way along here. And it wouldn't be all concrete. We could do like grass and stuff. I think that would be really neat. Just sort of provides a nice scene, a nice sort of frame for these modular buildings. And same over here, I think having this breathing space is a lot better for the building that's in the corner position. Like that brick bank is gonna be perfect there, but when it was like way up here, no, not that good. Actually, the hotel, it used to be there too, and it just didn't really work out, I thought. For example, like right here, you can see how tight it is with the Grand Emporium. I'm not even a huge fan of that. Maybe because I have the space right now, all of this should shift half a base plate down because we have the space. All I have to do is just shift everything over half a base plate. And then that's gonna give this just a little bit more breathing space from the road and the sidewalk. I think it'll just look better. Yeah, like just a little change like that, it just looks so much better. Having those recessed 16 studs, like that is way better, especially when this becomes decorative here. Of course, this driveway would have to be extended there if we decide to keep the corner garage here, which I sort of like the position of it there. And this driveway here will have to be extended as well. But you can work that into the landscape. So I think that really does work. And I took 2 half base plate modular buildings, those ones right there, and I put them between José's Bakery and also the Disney costume shop. And now look, you can't see that access point. And I think that's pretty cool because we have the layers. And back there, I reduced it from 48 studs to 32 studs. So that's quite a bit of walking space there. What's nice about that is we can get in there and we have a sight line of those buildings as well. And I put those 2 townhouses right there, which used to be here as you saw. So now this is all open up here. So that's good. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Rather than being 48 there, it's 32. We can create some pretty cool stuff there, I would imagine. Scenes or green space or trees or fountains or just something decorative in that area. Some gardens. I think that really does work out. But you can see the exposed brick on the face of the raised platform there that I just raised up with 3/4 inch wood. I found a spare piece of 3/4 inch wood, so I was able to raise up another 10 inch by 10 inch or 1 base plate segment. So I raised that up, and that actually works out with the Lego math, similar to how I do all my other raised areas, right? So you can see underneath the Disney costume shop, it's raised up as well. Under there is actually a 2x4. And when I use that wood and I line it up with this stuff here, the math works out beautifully. So yeah, I think it was a pretty successful night. I should probably get home, sleep on this, and see how I feel about it in the morning. But I feel like this packed layout, like right there, looks really good. You got like layers of nice colorful modular building, and these blocks running this way look really good. So I'm really happy with it thus far. Yeah, that is nice. You gotta admit, I know I shuffle things around a lot, but hey, it's fun, and the end result is worth it sometimes. I gotta get the heck out of here though. All right, peace out, I'll see you in a bit.